Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. How the heck is everybody doing here today? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We made it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels real good.
1 down, 4 to go here.
What's the matter with your computer? You don't have it?
Yeah, I gotta fuck some shit up when I get home. I'll tell you what though, I need a new cord, and Amazon is gonna have a new cord at my house by the time I get there. It took an hour and a half to get a new computer cord on my Mac.
Wow.
Hour and a half.
That, huh?
No, it's insane.
Gosh, that
I know.
is crazy.
Panda got me a new phone over the weekend, and it's just been a nightmare. But I ordered a case this morning for it. It'll be there today.
That's just what sucks though about this gig. As soon as you have any kind of technical problem, you are figgity fucked.
Oh, Denny's is trying to transfer over all my data from one phone to the other, and it keeps crashing.
Even Denny's, our sweet Denny's, who's very good at this stuff, he's having fits with this thing. He's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with the witch, her phone.
Great.
And those kind of problems bring out the worst in me.
Well, if Denny's can't figure it out, there's no hope for me because I am basically just useless when it comes to phones, computers.
Do you guys get that tech rage? I definitely get it. It's when something doesn't work when it's supposed to. You know, you do the same 1, 2, 3 ABC, and it's just not. It brings out the worst in me, Virginia.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I try to get it. I try to not get so mad. Even internally, I try not to get mad. But man, it bothers me so much.
My most embarrassing thing is I get Spanish rage. I'll be doing the app. I do that Duolingo. And they are purposely just trying to trick you up, and they give you the most impossible sentences, and then you're just missing one after the other, and it's then I get Spanish rage.
Okay,
I want to snap my phone in half.
We all have rage within.
Yeah, I think we all got things that make you flip out.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's all about. There's always something.
Do you get road rage?
No, I'm not. It's weird. There's not a lot of stuff that typically sets me off. Though I always got to guard that, hairpin trigger temper. So I'm always trying to watch it. But yeah, oddly enough, road rage doesn't really ever do it for me.
Yeah.
It's really Spanish, tech a little bit. And then when my kid gets mouthy, that's about the only things that ever kind of set me off.
Yeah, my buddy was telling me a story. His kid has never been mouthy before, but is getting to the age where he is becoming mouthy. And I guess they were in the middle of a store, and the dad kept warning him, like, watch it. You're flying too close to the sun, bub.
Yeah.
And the kid did it one more time, and he said he pinned him against the wall and said, "Look, you little fuck." He said he swore at him and put his hand. He goes, "You need to knock this shit out right now. You're being an asshole."
Yeah.
And he said his kid's been a saint since.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's what it takes every now and then.
I'm not condoning violence. I'm just telling a story.
Sure.
Yeah, I used to do that to my mom at that age too. I'd push it too far. And
Would she dry gulch you? Or
there was one time she pinned me by my neck up against the wall. It was gonna hit me. Maybe did. I can't remember.
Do you
probably deserved it.
Do you think that approach kept you more in line, or did it not matter at all?
No, I think it was worse for me because, you just got to know your kid. When somebody comes at me, then I bow up and throw back at him. And that's kind of what was happening. My dad was the mellow peacekeeper in between and kind of worked it out. And so to me, it's always looking at the triggers. And the one thing I tell you, I remember one time my mom I was watching, I think what it was there's like a Metallica video or something stupid on, and she came up, just turned off the TV. I'm like, I was watching that. She's like, you don't need to watch that. And I'm like, and then
teenage rage.
That was the kind of thing that set us off. So, I try not to hit those triggers for the kid, but yeah, every now and then.
But if you're a teenager, you're living your own world. You're listening to music. It's pretty cool to have your music shut off. I get why you would be upset as a kid.
Yeah. Well, we've had those things because, back in where I'm from, back in the day, if you were a mouthy kid, now keep in mind, this is, late 80s, early 90s. And where I was from, dads would whoop the shit out of their teenage boys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whoop the piss out of them. And they would have us watch. I remember seeing Don one time, Don Conley. His dad whooped the shit out of him. And he said, if you ever remember who's king of the hill, he's like, come back at me, motherfucker. He's like, there's more of that. And Don was on the ground. I'm like, I think he needs an ambulance. Like,
oh, damn.
Yeah, his dad.
That's hard to watch.
His dad was a wiry. No, actually, I enjoyed it.
Because Don was a jerk.
Oh, yeah. It's very pleasurable to see Don get his ass whooped by somebody. So
It didn't happen often.
No, I drank it in and loved every second of it. But that was kind of it. And now you do that stuff. Like, I'll even throw that out there to my kid. I'm like, you're lucky you're not back in Logan in the 80s. He's like, I called DCF on you. And they throw that out at you. It's like, they throw that out at you like you want to beat their ass twice as hard.
Well, as a parent, I can see you getting real pissed off if your kid's talking back and talking shit to you. But it's got to triple when your kid's doing that and sassing you out in public in front of other people.
Sure, yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Because then it's like, all right, now you've embarrassed me.
Then the parents got to yell. Look, it's so embarrassing seeing couples and then kids and people fighting in public. When a kid gets yelled at, it's funny, but it's also embarrassing.
Totally.
It is, yeah. And so it was weird for me because that's just what I grew up with. I knew that if you talk smack, now my dad wasn't that way, but a lot of my friends, their dads, I had seen them whoop their ass, and honestly, a lot of times they deserved it. They were, and that's how they would deal with it. And yeah, if you would have called the police back then, they'd been like,
"What?
We're not gonna do anything. What are you talking about? He's parenting. That's the definition of parenting."
We'll come out there and knuckle bump Dad.
They would have come over and said, "Why are you standing here? Finish him off."
Yeah, there is no cop in my town that is going to come and lock up any dad if he whoops his son's ass.
Cops probably wanted your dad to beat your ass more.
No, they yes.
The cops in your town were probably like, Drew is not giving it to him hard enough.
They'd be like, I got a really solid flashlight and a baton here. Would you? Here, and I got this. Here's a crowbar.
I'll hold him while you hit him.
Yeah. No, it's all good. So yeah, it's different the places and times. I don't know if it's still like that in redneck parts of America. Maybe.
I think it is, dog.
Probably. Yeah, I haven't seen what it's like these days, but yeah, I'll tell you, back in the 80s, yeah, you did not test your dad. Because they'd crazy. Let me see. Got a bunch of emails here. We played the Gas Jam. Tarad's like, how is that Snack Pack song not going viral right now?
Thank you.
Right?
It's so perfect for our times.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We can film a video and definitely it will not go viral and it'll be a waste of time.
Right.
There is a video.
Not for the gas. Oh yeah, there is. There's a fan made video. Someone made a video. I love that video.
It's actually a really good video that she made.
I'll put that up on our Facebook today.
I was working out the choreography all weekend, so I listened to the Gas Jam about 800 times.
Well, if you're ready to put another one to the repertoire, I'll let you get down on that cheese song if you want to.
You know how I feel about that cheese jam. Mm-hmm. Cheese is my favorite VMK song.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to go on record.
Okay, after hearing that.
I smell something in the studio. It's not like it smells bad, but it's a chemical smell, and it's giving me a horrific headache. It's making me think I'm having a stroke because no one else smells it. You don't smell that, Kevin?
No, I don't smell anything.
Almost like if we're in a science lab and someone turned on one of those gas pumps.
Dude, you got that long COVID effing with your nose.
You smell nothing odd right now, Kevin.
No, I don't smell anything at all. Yeah.
It's a bit alarming.
He's been talking about this. He said it smells like an old department store.
Or an old science wing. I feel like I'm fucking losing my mind.
Yeah, I don't think I smell anything at all.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's the worst when you can feel or see something and no one else can. You really come off like a crazy fuck.
Well, at this point, don't read the comments.
Yeah. That was a fun little gag we used to always play, though. We would have fart spray or something like that. And we'd spray it, and they'd be going, oh, my gosh, who shit their pants? And everybody else would just be like, I don't smell anything. They'd be going, you have to smell that, right? And be like going, I don't smell anything. What are you talking about? And then, yeah, it's just watching the person slowly going mad.
Yeah, I'm going mad right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from our air vent. Something smells rotten up in this piece, y'all. Something smells fucking off. And I'm telling you, even with my COVID, my taste is coming back, so I feel like everything's working for me.
You used to have the best sniffer on the show.
I know.
You did.
I know.
You had the best nose. Kevin had the best butt.
Kevin still has the best ass.
We handing out superlatives today?
Yeah, Kevin's got the best ass.
Prove it. Prove it.
Virginia's got the best crow laugh.
It's a good thing to have.
Witches love crows.
They
Always
do.
hanging out with a crow.
Oh, wait, if you look back here, right behind us, there's always these crows milling around right by where Virginia sits.
They're waiting for me. We're going to happy
We
hour.
got some creepy-ass fucking crows on our balcony.
Some of them look like they are on crack.
They bathe in thyme and in slime.
Let me see. Paula sent an email. She said, I was catching up on some old podcasts. I was listening to one the other day where you're talking about how some kids need to be told to fuck off. Made me chuckle because I always tell this story to everybody. My youngest sister's on the autism spectrum, and her first day of high school, she came home and I asked her how it went. She told me some kids were bullying her on the bus.
Oh.
So my reply back to her, me being 24 years old at the time, was, if they do that shit to you again tomorrow, you look at them square in the face and you tell them to fuck off. Needless to say, my sister, who does not have a filter in general, went ahead and took my advice. So when she got home from school the next day, I asked her how her day was. She said, well, I took your advice. I told this kid to fuck off. And I said, oh boy, did you get in trouble? And her reply was, no. The bus driver laughed and said, and that's real.
Good. I'm
that's
glad the
awesome.
bus driver had your back.
Yeah, bus drivers, I think they can have your back, right? The bus is
Totally.
separate than the
Yeah.
Look,
the
if you're,
classroom.
if you're making fun of somebody and you're being a jerk on that level, you deserve to be told to fuck off.
There are kids, we stand by our statements. Some kids need it every now and then. Fuck off, kid.
I agree.
Yeah. That's the way it is.
I told my kids that yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you?
No.
You said over the weekend you saw a kid that was at a buffet kind of acting a fool with the soda fountain, putting his mouth around it, getting a drink out
Put
of it.
his fucking mouth around the soda. Me and Denny's left immediately. We lost our appetite. It was awful. And I think I'm officially retiring from buffets.
Didn't you just tell our friends Elmer and Michelle to go to Crazy Buffet?
I did. What a dick.
I wouldn't eat there, but
So they're
you
going to
guys.
listen to the podcast and be like, that motherfucker. He told us he quit buffets right after he tells us to go to Crazy Buffet.
I'm all talk over here. I'm over here acting like I never go to a buff. You know I'll be back. You know I'll be back. It's just my heart's broken right now because what I saw.
You'll be back.
I'm always back, but it's fucking gross.
I hear you. But life is gross. Here's the thing. You have no idea what happens at these food processing plants before your food even gets to you.
You're right.
The shit that you don't know.
That's just what I saw in real time.
Right.
Who knows what people are doing? Maybe people are jerking off in the I don't know.
Jerking off in the ketchup?
I'm just saying you
bold.
you just don't know what people are doing.
You jerk off in mayonnaise.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be a better move,
You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking straight. I think a stroke.
You think you're smelling Bell's department store?
I do, man. Something's fucking off. I'm dizzy. The vert's kicking in.
Oh no. Do I need to drive you home?
No. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, there's some horrific comments that there's a thread about buffets.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Look, ignorance is bliss. If you want to go to the buffet, don't read the comments.
Yeah, talking about Crazy Buffet, I used to go there all the time.
I used to do their commercials. So we
Yeah.
were always in there because we ate free.
My first year on the show, we were always at Crazy Buffet.
because
always.
we would roll in. It was like, oh, hey, KVJ, come on in. It was like our picture was on the wall. It was fancy.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think it's just at some point, I legitimately did pretty much quit buffets.
Some
There's just
people, when they
something
get
about
older,
it,
they get grossed out. I've seen it happen to so many of my relatives where the stuff they used to get down on, it grosses them out and they can't go back. They've been to the puppet show. They've seen them grow strings. They can't do it anymore.
The only one that doesn't gross me out is the Breakers.
Oh, well, yeah.
The Sunday brunch
Right,
one.
yeah, I guess you're
Oh,
right. I had done that in the last year.
better bring your wallet.
There's a mom and pop pizza place up in the Juneau Palm Beach Gardens area. And they have a buffet, and they do it in a way. The restaurant's clean looking. It's a nice restaurant, and it's good food. So I'm not grossed out by that.
Okay.
All right, you're not fucking buying
Mom
it.
and pop one? Yeah, I got to look at each one. Each one should be taken individually.
Yeah, but this place that I went to, y'all know it, and you guys wouldn't be caught dead in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's really, yeah, you're right. I don't really do many buffets. I used to love Sweet Tomatoes was
Love
another
it.
one. I used to
Love it.
always go there. And I don't know what happened with that. The old Pizza Hut buffet back in the day. I used to love the pizza buffet.
Wendy's buffet.
The
I
taco
used to do
bar.
the Wendy's buffets. Yeah, I don't know what. I used to be a really big buffet person. I don't know what the heck.
We were innocent and we didn't know.
I'd still fuck up a pizza buffet though, like a legit one that had. I'd go to it today. I would.
Well,
I'm all talk.
I'm learning about food service, because of the Crawfish Fest. And when the health inspector goes around, what they're looking for is that food be at a certain temperature so it's not going to grow bacteria. And as long as it's hot, you're good.
Right.
Ever since you read that story about the Village Commons area, there was 4 or 5 restaurants named on that whatever
Yeah.
that was, how
Yeah.
disgusting the restaurants were. I've not been able to go back to that place. I think I might have went one other time, and I just went to the grocery store. I couldn't do the restaurants because when you got 4 or 5 of those motherfuckers in that plaza, it sounds like something's internally going wrong there.
Well, I think what it was is they probably just had the health inspector was in the neighborhood and he just went around. There was a little, and part of it's not completely fair because I think a lot of places, and I looked at what the offenses were, and it wasn't anything that was, completely
Egregious.
Yeah, and I've gone back to that place, and I'm all good with it. And honestly, imagine if a health inspector came to your house. You might be freaked out by
Depending on
how
what
you
day.
would pass.
Yeah, depending on what day. Like sometimes I'll have a bunch of dishes in the sink. And
Well, you always think you clean everything really good, and the way my house is set up, certain times of the day the sun will hit my counter in a different kind of light I never saw.
like film.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
because you think you got it all. You never ever get it all.
You have big countertops
I
too.
do. I got big counter energy.
You have the perfect setup for a cooking show.
Hey, Kev, how many times have I asked the fucking witch to do a cooking show with me for the show?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like I think 7 times.
There's a lot of requests pending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can cook and dance at the same time and kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, but especially if you've got teenagers, think about those gross little bastards and all the stuff. Like my kid just does unbelievably gross stuff all the time. I'm just like, how does?
What's the thing that gets you the most? You're like, oh shit.
I mean, there's just a lot of stuff. It's just he'll leave stuff out. It's amazing. He'll have food in his bed and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing, man?
Does he have that teenage hunger where he can now, if he's going to order something, he's going to order 3 sandwiches?
It's odd. He's very picky with what he eats. And so, but he'll house a box of cereal or a whole little thing of cookies or something like that. So, but yeah, he eats like maybe 5 things on the planet. Maybe.
Rocco's the same way. Pasta, chicken nuggets, pizza.
I have this. I'm the same exact way, man. I like what I like, and I stick with her.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but it's just I can't even imagine. I mean, yeah, if right now, and I'm always trying to clean our kitchen and do the dishes and all that, but with that gross dude walking through, I don't know what's going on in there.
You got OCD like myself. Does it drive you crazy when things are so out of whack?
It does, so I just try to have my own little areas. Like I've got the desk that I do work at, and I've got like my bed area, my side of the bed. So all that stuff I keep. And then I've kind of made the backyard my own little sanctuary.
Oasis.
So, and I'm so OCD. I'm going back. I'm picking leaves off the little grass that we have back there and getting it. And so my daughter's babysitting. We got these. They're really cute kids, but they're young twins. They're like maybe 3 or 4 years old. And so my daughter's like, I'm going to babysit them, but I'm going to babysit them at our house. And they're out back and they're digging through the rocks and putting them into the grass. And I'm just like,
no.
And
And
I'm
then
like,
you don't want to correct them because they're not your kids.
yeah,
you
and
don't
I'm
want
like,
to get
Kayla,
involved.
I'm like, please. I'm like, because I will be out there for 2 hours after you had them
Fixing
over,
it.
just trying to get it all back. Can they not like dig, and they're taking the sand and they're putting it in the grass and it's that fake grass.
It's a fake grass. You got to watch that.
So you can't, like, you have to vacuum it out or something. It's just, I'm like, and you're like not trying to flip out. Just,
I know.
that sucks. It's tough. It's tough. Let me see some emails that we got here. One from Dan said, I've got a documentary series to recommend. Jimmy Savile, a British horror story on Netflix. It isn't one you'll enjoy per se, but you need to watch it. I'm still haunted by it a few days after finishing. Without spoilers, it's about Jimmy Savile, who had a very long career in the public eye while doing very horrible things. He was very popular in the UK, going so far as to be knighted by the Queen. It will scar you, but you must watch.
Wow.
It puts conspiracy theories like Pizzagate into a different light.
You're going to hate it, but you guys need to watch it.
It sounds like your kind of thing. It sounds like a horror thing.
Jimmy Savile, a British horror story on Netflix.
It's a real story.
I like those.
I do, man. I like a real. You know what? Were you guys the ones telling me about the Russell Crowe movie about the road rage?
Yes.
We had an email about it last week.
I put it on because I like this kind of movies, and I turned it off about 30 minutes in. I kind of. It was one of those movies where 30 minutes in, I sort of knew what was going to probably happen. He's in a fucking chaser.
Yeah.
It's going to be intense. It's going to be gradually getting even worse with the explosions and the crashing, and then he's going to end up probably dying with her running him over. I could be wrong, but I turned it off.
You didn't have a lot of luck with movies over the weekend.
Not.
Yeah.
I was fucking over, man.
Yeah. Didn't go well.
I think I like TV shows more. I think I like series. I got back into The Sopranos, and I finished that. I like a constant good storyline with characters that I can enjoy. I need a good series again.
I watched that Bad Vegan you told me to watch.
Did you like it?
I finally finished it and I liked
I
it.
told you would like it. She's a little off, no?
She's a lot off, and I think she was faking how innocent she was.
110% agree.
I think she was in on more than she said she was. And it just, especially from that last clip at the very end that they played, she didn't like that in real life, that they played that last clip, because it made it seem like she was still friends with him. And she's like, I want to go on the record. I am not friends with him. We do not have any kind of a relationship. I don't know if I completely buy it.
Do you think Kevin would like that?
No, it moved kind of slow.
It does.
They could have done, how many, 4 episodes?
They could have done it in 2.
2, yeah. It
Probably
could've been
1, honestly.
I always like to kind of find out about series before you invest time, if it's worth it.
It's too slow for Kevin.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not feeling.
And I enjoy like the behind the scenes of a restaurant. It was a lot of that. And so that's why it was a little fascinating to me, but I don't think Kevin digs that as much.
And you don't get into the Dateline or the serial killer stuff or like the murder kind of documentaries.
For the reason like what he's saying, it just I don't like stuff sticking in my head that like haunts you.
And then
it
you're
freaks
thinking
you
about
out.
this guy under your bed.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm so into that. I get so when I know that there's food in the refrigerator, the good cozy food, the air just kicks on, and there's a new murder documentary.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
It's a little slice of heaven.
Yeah.
My little slice of murder.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited because you got a lot of great stuff. In fact, Better Call Saul, its 6th season starts tonight. They've got 2 new episodes tonight, so I'm probably going to let it build because I like going through it. In fact, over the weekend, Killing Eve is a show. It's like, what is it? BBC had done it, but it airs here, maybe AMC or something like that. It has Sandra Oh in it.
I love her.
And the first couple seasons were really good. And so I'd seen that the last season they were going to do was on, and I watched the first episode. I'm like, I'm going to come back to it when it's over. And then I sat and I binged it this weekend. And if anybody else saw that, it was so disappointing to the point now I would tell people, don't do it. I couldn't believe it. Just at the end of it, the last season didn't make any sense, and what you were hoping for in the whole show, it just. No, I'm like, so I gave you how much time and how many seasons, and that's how you end it?
The Game of Thrones did.
That sucks.
They did. I didn't like it. And, my father-in-law, he's the one who actually kind of got me into it because he had watched it. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, I'm on like the last episode of Killing Eve. He's like, it was so disappointing. He's like, I wish I never watched it. I'm like, oh, great. So I finished it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I feel you.
That was a popular one?
Killing Eve had done pretty well. Yeah, especially the first season or two, which I thought was really good.
That's a good, I got to tell you what, man, what a career run for Sandra Oh. She was on Arliss, which was very popular on HBO.
She was great on that.
Then Grey's Anatomy. You could argue Grey's Anatomy is one of the most successful shows of all time.
Oh, yeah,
Still
no
going.
doubt.
The fucking length, the longevity on that
She did
thing.
Sideways.
Yeah.
The movie, which was critically acclaimed, a big movie there. Yeah,
Big critically acclaimed.
She done some stuff, but yeah, I'm just not real happy. I like if anybody's seen Killing Eve, tell me what you think about that.
Going back and watching The Sopranos, I've probably seen The Sopranos 3 different times. So now watching it for the third time, there was definitely storylines that sucked bad. That you go, there was one because anytime I delve into a series, especially if it's older, I love to go back and research it and see what's been voted the worst season, what's the worst episode, blah blah blah. And my thoughts lined up with what everyone collectively thought was the shittiest season of The Sopranos. And every series has that one season that just doesn't hit with you.
I think they had one, and I didn't watch all the way through Sopranos. Like I didn't see that famous last episode, and and I think it was that bad season. I just said I'm out.
It's rare when you find a series where every season. Breaking Bad, I thought had a pretty good. I can't remember too much of that's not true. Some of the shit with the sister was kind of shitty.
I didn't like her, but yeah, that's why to me, going and finding a review site on episodes and storylines and seasons, Billions, a show that I loved. I watched the first 2 episodes this last season and I quit it. It
Really?
was one of the main characters, the guy that drove all the energy of the show. He left the show.
That can ruin a show.
And it was just, and I watched it. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. It was just terrible.
I always bring it up. Steve Carell left The Office, and it drastically changed everything.
So every show, there needs to be a review site letting you know, hey, the show, because honestly, like with Billions, you could have watched to the end of last season. I would tell people still watch the show. It's great, but stop here.
Don't keep going.
Right.
Because when that guy leaves, it takes all the momentum.
That was what I started doing with the series Black Mirror. I love that series, but every episode's its own storyline. And some of them hit so hard. And then there's some that are about an hour and a half long, and you're watching and going, this is fucking garbage. And you go online and read which ones are ranked. And they give a little synopsis of each episode and which one's better, which ones you should watch first.
So the one I want to get a verdict on, because I think on the 3rd episode, and I am still watching, be like, how much more time am I going to give this? It's a show, it's on Apple TV, it's called Severance, and it's directed by Ben Stiller. And it is about this workplace that's mysterious. You don't know what it is, but they do this brain operation on everybody who works there, where when you go into work, you can't remember what your whole real life is like. And then when you leave, you can't remember anything that you've done at work.
I love that. That's a good concept.
So that's,
like they Men in Black erase your brain?
They do something to your brain. It's a procedure they do where they sever your brain so that the 2 worlds, you have no memory of the other.
Imagine how much better at your job you would be and how much happier you'd be in your personal life if you could really do that.
Yeah.
You never bring home any of the bullshit home.
Right.
You can focus on your personal life.
As soon as you step out the door, and one of the scenes is he almost runs over his coworker he spends all day with and doesn't recognize her in the parking lot because there's no memory of anything that you have there from work. And
do you like it?
I like the premise, and so I am giving it a little bit of time. It's, the setting is in a cold place that kind of makes it dark, and maybe that's the overall feel they wanted to go, but it's a little slow right now.
I'm finding my new rule is I give movies 30 minutes, and if I'm just like already starting to grab the phone or something, I'm out, and I'll give a series 2 to 3 episodes, and then if it's not hitting, I'm out.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am with this, just because, like I said, and I'm coming off of getting burned from Killing Eve, where I was just like, man, I gave that, I don't know, what is it, 5 seasons or something like that. And
yeah.
it's like, gosh, I wish I hadn't done that. So
the road rage don't get me wrong. It was the Road Rage movie. It's good. I just feel like it's been done before.
And you kind of see in the previews what happens.
Yeah,
like
he
becomes unhinged. Like they kind of gave you like too much
They
in
do
the
that with previews
preview.
now.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
show
feel
you the
like
whole
I don't
fucking
need to
movie.
see it. I feel like I saw it.
Yeah, Jordan is saying keep watching Severance. It's crazy. It's worth it. So,
Okay.
All right, so I will. Thank you for that. And then another one, too, that has just come out, Stranger Things. And they'd even said this is a good point, where one of the chat rooms, Metal Beer Danny, said Stranger Things Season 2 was bad, but they made up with Season 3. And that has been my speed bump. I went through Season 1, and I was like, it was good. I didn't really feel the desire, and I heard Season 2 was like, so I'm like, I'm never coming back to this. But then I've heard Season 3 or 4 and whatever else. It's been phenomenal. So what do? Do you have to watch Season 2, or do you just go into it and be like, all right, you got to suck it up to know what's going on to go through a bad season, but don't worry, it'll get much better.
The good thing is, anytime you start a series late, you can Google it really quick, and it usually comes up right away with, well, what this character did.
Yeah, that's why I'm almost the Stranger Things. I don't trust it yet.
And
So
I don't know if
think
Stranger Things your bag either, baby.
I don't know.
I don't think it's your cup of soda.
Yeah, so I'm going to let it probably play out and then see what happens at the end and, then check it out. But probably that's the wise thing to do anymore with a lot of these series, because that's what really sucks, man. When, let's say it's a 5-season series and 4 seasons are amazing, and then in the 5th season, they fuck it all up. And what you were hoping, because in my mind, I can't get out of my mind what happened to the characters.
Right.
Same thing with Killing Eve. Like, I can't get out of my mind what happened to wrap it all up. I'm like, I don't want that.
Anytime there's a betrayal of the character and
Yeah.
how they are, that it starts to lose the audience. When you go in Season 2, they were like that, and then all of a sudden by Season 4 they're
Thrones,
doing
all
that
that.
shit. Yeah.
And then you start to think about how much time you wasted on it, and you're like getting depressed. Like, gosh,
Don't think
what am
about
I-
it, baby.
What am I doing with my life?
What have I done?
What have I done? I could have been out feeding the poor. The heck am I doing, man? Crazy. All right, let me see here. Got a couple other reviews. One from Haley. She drug her husband to Bieber in Miami on Wednesday. So it was a great show, a lot of fun. So she said a couple days later, I went up with the COVID, but mild. Totally worth it. Okay, so Bieber was so good, it's worth getting COVID for.
Bieber gave you COVID?
Pass it on.
Yep. Love all the celebrity sighting ones. Here, somebody snapped a photo of Chef Gordon Ramsay at Benny's on the Beach. That was a hint from that. We saw a photo earlier of Derek Jeter at Starbucks in Palm Beach County.
Where's my fucking lamb? Are you nervous as you were the chef cooking for Gordon Ramsay?
Chef Jeremy is good.
Oh, he cooked
Yep,
for him.
yep.
Did Gordon? Now, does Gordon Ramsay feel like he needs to tell somebody that if it was really good? Does he feel obligated that he's got to tell the chef that?
I hope he would.
I do too.
I think when something is as amazing as Chef Jeremy's work over there at Benny's, that you definitely should say something. His chicken and waffles might be the best chicken and waffles I've ever had.
I think somebody from Benny's had texted us, and he had got the key lime pie and said it was maybe the best key lime pie he's ever had.
Okay.
Oh man, y'all have made this Monday so wet in my mouth. It's talking all this food.
Wet with sauce.
Oh my gosh. I'm supposed to not eat bad this week.
Oh, yeah? That's
Yeah.
your thing this week?
Well,
We got to be on stage.
I don't want to be a portly fuck on stage rolling around.
Yeah, I'm out of breath and I'm fat. I can't perform.
Yeah.
It's not a good look, Kevin.
Yeah.
We're trying to slim down so we look a little better on
But,
stage.
I get around 2p. I'm gonna want that pizza in me.
You want some juice? I'll put you on that squeeze.com.
No. Sorry, I mean,
Damn, he just cursed at my juice.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Fuck no.
No,
Not his thing.
No, I have done it before. I really have. There's
get
one I
it.
really like.
I get it. It's tricky. It's hard to juice. I gotta psych myself up for it because you don't eat any food. And I love food.
Yeah, man.
You got to go to a little headspace where you're like, I can do this.
Well, getting done after the show, being on the air all day, you just want to just rip off the clothes and fuck some shit up and eat. And that sounded bad. Rip off some clothes, get home, and relax and fuck up some.
Fucking cannoli. It's the perfect size.
It does sound like I'm having sex with my food.
Yeah. Hey, whatever gets you going, man.
Yeah, we don't
Whatever gets you
judge.
going.
We don't judge.
That's right.
Thank you to our friends at Atoll Vodka. They're going to be out at the Crawfish Festival this weekend, serving up all kind of delicious cocktails. I like when they do the sampling too. I hope they're going to be sampling again. It's yummy. You got to try it.
Could you make a vodka crawfish cocktail? Would that be disgusting, or would you love that?
I would love it. You could make a vodka Bloody Mary and put a crawfish in it, and that shit would be good. Atoll Vodka goes really good in Bloody Marys.
I'll take one of those.
You
hold
can
the
put some
crawfish.
squeezed juice in there, Bird. Yeah.
Yummy.
Oh, yeah. It's getting wet now. All right. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for all the emails. Send them to us, mail@kvjshow.com. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.